back. You're watching What's Hot on CNBC TV 18. The Tatas have done another Nano, and this time it's in the housing sector. They've launched a series of value homes priced, yes, between 3.9 and 6.7 lakh rupees. So on What's Hot tonight, we ask, will this model work? Joining us is Brotin, Banerjee, the Managing Director and CEO of Tata Housing. Brotin, many thanks for joining us on CNBC TV 18. To start with, what is this magic formula? How are you being able to give away houses between 4 to 7 lakh rupees? How do you manage to contain costs, number one, and what kind of margins are you actually looking at?
To begin with the last question, it's still a profitable venture, but we have not been driven entirely by profits. Given the Tata philosophy of giving back to the nation and to the society, we have looked at this huge 24 million shortage of indwelling units which exist in India, and primarily so in the lower segment, income segment. And we thought that there lies a huge opportunity to serve at the bottom of the pyramid and serve it profitably. And we have been able to successfully talk to landowners to do joint development, which is one way in which we can reduce cost, because we don't pay a huge amount of money, block money upfront for the land, but we share the revenues as the project monetizes over time. The other way to contain cost would be, obviously, we're doing a low-rise kind of development, which is not very high-rise buildings. We're looking at having long-term relationship with our suppliers who would be customizing their products to suit our budget and for the Shubhagriha projects. We're looking also at economies of scale, because we would hope to roll out a few other Shubhagriha projects across major metros in India.
Okay, Brotin, if I can just come in there and let me, bring to you the example of the Nano, because this is exactly the same strategy that Tata Motors was following up, which is basically containing costs by getting into long-term agreements with suppliers. But we've seen that hasn't worked because of the kind of spikes that we've seen in the commodity cycle. You're going to be facing a similar sort of picture here as far as steel and cement prices are concerned. And, also the volume game, because that's something that Tata Motors has tried with the Nano, and you're betting on that as well.
The trick here would be to contain costs by promising a certain period. If there's a project overrun, obviously we are in trouble. But we have been able to contain the project overrun by having escalation in our cash flow, escalation mechanism which is built in. We have been able to talk to our main suppliers for these projects and been able to get a long-term contract done with them. So that whatever price is fixed, it's fixed for a certain period of time, and that gives us comfort that we will be able to finish most of the housing units for this project, at least during that period of time.
Brotin, just a point about where these projects are located at the moment. I mean, it's far away from the existing city. How optimistic are you of any sort of demand coming in?
The first of the Shubhagriha projects is located at Boisar, which is about 2.5 hours by the suburban railway network. Most of the people that we are catering to would travel by train and would not travel on private transport thing. So 2.5 hours in Bombay for anybody who lives in Bombay is not such a huge thing, especially when he's getting a great quality house from the House of Tatas and from Tata Housing at about 3.9 lakhs to start with. The issue is, would we not like to do such projects in the heart of the city? Yes, we would be, but it would be rather utopian to think that we would get land at that price. Maybe a few years of continued depression would allow us to do projects within the heart of Bombay.
Right, Brotin, but coming back again, a lot of the large major real estate developers have been talking about affordable housing, but when they talk about affordable housing, it's been between 15 to 20 to even 25 lakh rupees. You've completely changed the game. You're talking about 4 to 7 lakh rupees. Once again, what is it that you're doing differently? I mean, I'm sure they have existing long-term relationships with suppliers, etc., to bring down costs. But to bring down costs to this degree, what are you doing differently?
Quite a few things which they are also doing. I mean, it's not that we are not doing it for other things, but given our experience, and I'm speaking about Tata Housing in general, given experience and long-term relationship with suppliers, we are also sourcing from various international markets. We have been able to work much smartly. Hopefully, in 2 years' time, we would know what kind of profit margins we do get. But we are very hopeful that we will be able to do this project profitably, and we will be able to give a great product for our consumers.
Very quickly, where next from Bombay?
Bangalore and Delhi NCR.
All right, we'll leave it there. Brotin, Banerjee, many thanks for joining in.